What's up, my magic beauties? It's your girl Missy Magic, and I'm back with another episode of In the Life with Missy Magic. To my new people, hey y'all, I'm Missy Magic. To my returning people, welcome back, y'all.
2:30, baby, won't you meet me by the beam? Too early, maybe later, you could show me things.
So, as y'all read by the title, this video is long overdue. I am here with some financial tips for y'all. So before we get into the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we're gonna get straight into these financial tips. And I know y'all probably wondering, like, who are you, Missy Magic, to be giving us some financial tips? I'm glad y'all asked. I'm Missy Magic with the bachelor's degree, and I majored in finance. So I went to school for 5 years. I learned a lot in school, and I work in my field. I work in finance, and I'm learning every single day. So I do have quite a few tips that I have for y'all. Hopefully y'all learned something from this video, because you know, a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about in this video, they do not teach in school. So like I said, I hope y'all leave with something from this video, okay? Because that's the whole point of me doing it. Now, I was supposed to do this video because I had notes written down in my little notebook, and plus I got some new notes written down on my phone. So yeah, I got y'all covered today. So first off, we're gonna start. This video is really gonna be all over the place because I really just put bullet points down just to help me keep my thoughts on track. So I might go from credit to budgeting to, you know, back and forth. It don't matter as long as y'all learn something. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is the importance of credit. I feel like a lot of people in this generation don't know the importance of credit because credit is not taught in school. Credit is very important, you guys. Credit is the new money. For example, if you go to a car lot and say you have a $1,000 down payment and you're trying to get a 2021 Chevy Malibu. Okay, say your score is like a 590, and you know, say that another person is coming to get the same exact vehicle that you're trying to get, but they have a 700 credit score. Your car note is going to be like 5 something versus the person with the 700 some credit score. Their car note is probably going to be like 3 something. So the importance of credit is to have good credit, because when you don't have good credit, you pay for it. You know, the lower your credit score is, the more money you're gonna pay. You know, the better your credit score is, the less money you're gonna pay because you get the better interest rates. So credit is very, very, very important. And if y'all don't have credit now, I recommend y'all going to get like a store credit card, like Victoria's Secret or Old Navy. Just get a small credit card that has like a $300 balance just to get you started, because at the end of the day, no credit is worse than bad credit. Because if you were to walk into a financial institution and you want a loan, you know, you have no credit, so they're automatically going to deny you. Versus if you have bad credit, they might be able to lend you like $300 to $500, you know. So that's why it's best to have bad credit versus no credit. Now, my parents, if I do have any parents, you know, watching this video, you have kids and you have good credit, add your children as authorized users so that when they turn 18 or older, they will automatically have that 800 plus credit score. They can go on the lot, get their own vehicle. They don't have to have you as a co-signer. It is very vital for them. Like, it really helps them. So if you have good credit, or whenever you get to the point where you have good credit, great credit, excellent credit, add your children as authorized users. Thank me later. That would definitely help your kids, you know. Let's see, utilization. Okay, utilization is how much of your balance that you use. So say I have a Discover credit card and it's a $5,000 balance. Your balance is how much money you have available. So say I have $5,000 available on my credit card and I only spend 500 of that 5,000, and I pay back on that 500 every month. That is actually helping your credit because your utilization is 30% or lower. That's actually 10%, you know. 500 is 10% of 5,000. So if you keep your utilization under 30%, it's gonna help your credit score go up. Now, if you have multiple credit cards, you just have to keep your total utilization under 30%. So if you have 3 $5,000 credit cards, that's $15,000. You know, You just do 10% of 15,000 and you keep it under that balance for all 3 of your credit cards. So utilization is one of the key factors that comes into computing, or yeah, I think that's the word, computing your credit score. Saving and budgeting. Now, I'm really good at saving, I'm really good at budgeting, but I'm also really good at spending money. But something that I have got back into is budgeting my money. When I tell you, it makes a huge difference. When you tell your money where it needs to go versus your money telling you where it's going to go, you can get a lot done financially. So recently I've started back saving and I've started back budgeting. I literally budget every paycheck now. So I automatically know what my first paycheck of every month is going to be. So I automatically, you know, round that lower. So say I get paid $1,688 every 2 weeks. I just round it down to that $1,600 so I can know what I can, you know, have available after I budget all my bills. Now I do get bonuses monthly, so my second check is never the same. So I just usually go by like the base amount, even though I'll end up figuring out my bonus before I get paid, but I still go based off that base amount. But it is very important to budget your money so that you can do what you want to do. Take me as an example. 5 months ago, like last year, I was not budgeting my money. I was literally spending what I wanted to spend. And I had a bad habit of not checking my bank account and just swiping my debit card. Now, I've never had my card decline. And like I was telling myself a few weeks ago, I think that's a bad thing for me, in my opinion, because it's like my card hasn't declined and it's like I'm too comfortable, versus I feel like if my card would have declined like more frequently, then I wouldn't spend as frequently. The pros and cons of a credit card. Pros, it helps your credit. If you know how to if you know how to use credit cards, it definitely helps your credit. Now cons, it can definitely be the devil if you allow it to. You know, you can get approved for a $10,000 credit card. You can max it out. Maxing out means you spent the whole 10K and then you cannot pay on it. That's when the credit card, you know, becomes a con for you. When you think you just finna spend a bank's money and not pay it back. You know, put yourself in a bank's shoes. If somebody borrowed $10,000 from you, you would want your $10,000 back, correct? Exactly. So you have to put yourself in their shoes, you know. If they want their money back, just like you would want your money back, pay your bills, honey. Pay your bills. Never close a credit card. You know, even if you don't want to use it like once a month on gas or groceries, because 9 times out of 10 most credit cards give you points back for using it at grocery stores or using it at gas stations. And points back is just basically money back in your pocket. Like if you spend a certain amount of money at restaurants or on gas, then that money comes back in your pocket. And when it comes back in your pocket, you can apply it to your bill, you know. So say you got $100 in cash back and your minimum payment is $115. You can use that $100 in cash back to pay towards your bill and only come out of your pocket $15. So if you spend it in the right places, that money comes back into your pocket. But the point I'm trying to make is never close your credit card, because once they see those closed accounts, that makes your credit score go down. You know, the name of the credit game, they just really want to see how well you can manage debt. You know, you close your credit card, you don't have any debt anymore. They just want to see how well you can manage your debt. You know, once you close that credit card, that's no longer a debt. It's all paid off, paid in full. So it makes your score go down. Let's see. Now the name of the game is to use other people's money. So for example, say you want to go out the country and you have a great credit score. Go get the money. Go get the money to pay for your vacation and, you know, pay that money back, because you're getting a trip out of it and you're helping your credit score. You know, I feel like a lot of people think like when they see people going to loan companies that a person is broke. Not necessarily. Like I said, I work in finance and I see bad credit, great credit, decent credit. I see all kinds of credit, you know, on a day-to-day basis, you know. So the point I'm trying to make is I see a lot of people with great credit who come into my job because they're using other people's money to get what they want. The name of the game is to use other people's money to get what you want. Now, like I said, if you have a great credit score where you can go and get a loan and get $3,000, get it. Get it, use it, put it towards your trip, and pay it back. You know? Now, what I will say is pay more than what your payment is, so that you can pay it off earlier and you can save some of that interest. Always remember, the name of the game is using other people's money. You know, stop being scared to go and ask for these loans, because they're going to help you out in the long run, especially when you start getting to the high 700s and you can get $35,000 limits on your credit cards. Oh, it's going to help you out. It's going to help you out. Okay, so now I want to speak on like installment loans, personal loans. These are just loans that you get from like financial companies like Mariner Finance or One Main Financial, places like that, World Finance. So a lot of times these companies will tell you that they don't have to pull your credit. Now let me tell you something. When people loan you money, they always have to look at your credit, and they'll always tell you that it's a soft inquiry, and it's not. You know, difference between a soft inquiry and a hard inquiry. A soft inquiry does not affect your credit score. A hard inquiry does. A hard inquiry stays on your credit report for 2 years. Okay? And it also makes your score go down every time you get an inquiry. So if you walk into a place trying to get a loan, just know they will pull your credit regardless of what they're telling you. So if you want to get a loan, just know that your credit is going to be pulled. Know it's going to be a hard inquiry. Know that hard inquiry is going to be on your credit report for 2 years. So if you apply for credit on today, February the 8th, 2023, is not going to come out of off your credit report until February 8th, 2025. Understand that, and it's for every hard inquiry. So if you apply for 15 different loans this year and 15 different loans next year, that's 30 hard inquiries that will be on your credit report, and a lot of people will not loan to you if you have a whole bunch of inquiries. So also remember that when you are applying for loans. Now, something else I want to speak about when it comes to these loans. Okay, so say you went and got a loan from World Finance for $5,000, and say they put you on a 30-month term. You know, your term is how long you have the loan. 30 months is what, 2.5 years. Your payments are $200 a month. Say you've paid 20 of 30 payments, so you've paid 20 payments for $200. Okay, and let's calculate this. So you paid 200 20 times. That's $4,000. Okay, say you wanted to get some more money out, so you haven't completely paid this loan off, but you need some extra funds. You have to do something called refinancing. And refinancing is basically you are starting your entire loan over. So those 20 payments that you just paid into that loan starts all the way from zero. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll still be paying that $200, and it doesn't necessarily mean you'll still be on that 30-month term. Most times, if you paid so much into that loan, you paid 20 of 30 payments, it's possible that they can lower your term and lower your payment. But keep in mind, when you refinance, they do have to take a look at your credit again. So although you made your 20 payments on that first loan, they still have to look at your credit again, and they still have to put another hard inquiry. So that means you will have 2 hard inquiries from the same company, even though it's 2 different loans. So always remember, whenever you want to refinance a loan with a loan company, they will have to do the entire process over again. They'll have to recheck your credit. You'll have another hard inquiry, and that hard inquiry will be on your credit report for 2 years, because a lot of people don't know these things. So I hope I'm dropping some gems for y'all. Now, there are a few pros of, you know, refinancing. So most people refinance their homes. Let's say they refinance their home for a 8% interest rate, and it's 20 years later, and you know they can get a 3% interest rate, and you know, say the price of their home goes up, you know, their appraisal on their home goes up. So not only do they get a lower rate, but they get more money more bang for their buck because their home is worth more. So you will hear like a lot of people refinancing their homes and getting that money out, that equity that has grown. And I'm not even gonna get into equity. Y'all need to do, just maybe I'll start, you know, bringing these to y'all, because I know quite a bit, and I'm just now realizing how much I know about finance now that I'm making this video. So I think I've already just mentioned this, but you know, credit is just how well you manage your debt. So even if you don't need the $3,000 loan, still get it. You know, get the $3,000, put it in your savings account, pay extra on your bill every month, you know, just so that you can have that open account, just so that you can have more accounts open, because the more the merrier. Just as long as you don't have too much open to where your debt to income ratio is too high. You know what debt to income ratio is? You know, that's just how much debt you have and how much money you make. If you got too much debt and you're not making enough money to cover this debt, your debt to income ratio is gonna be high, and a lot of people are not gonna lend to you. So as long as you're making sure that your debt to income ratio is not too high, go get that loan, go get that credit card. Just know that you need to manage it, you know, wisely and manage it correctly. Now, something I see quite a bit, opening an account. Say you get a loan for $1,000 and you open that account, and say the interest that they charge you was $300, so you end up paying back $1,300. So you open the account on February the 1st and you pay it off February 28th, you pay $1,300, even though you only borrowed $1,000. That was the interest they charged you. That hurts you, because like I said, you know, credit is just determining how well you manage your debt. If you pay a loan off in 28 days, that's only one payment. They want to see, you know, how often you can pay, how frequent you can pay. So if you have to keep that loan open for the full 30-month term that you're on, do that. That shows them that you can pay on a loan for 2.5 years and never be late on the payment. That's what they want to see, you know. They want to see if you can, you know, make these payments on time every month. They don't want to see that you can get some money and then pay it back 20 days later, you know. I hope y'all did learn something. If y'all did, put it down in the comments. One thing that you learned from this video, let me know. That's it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next episode of In the Life with me, C Magic.
I'm your president, yeah, yeah. Straight out of the trenches, yeah, yeah. My niggas